Hey guys, Putty here and welcome back for another MAW video. I was meant to make an update video in January. God, it's been a while. January of this year, because I was... something happened. You may already notice it on screen, but something happened in January of this year, and I made a video, but I lost the audio. So instead of commentating over it, which I was thinking about doing, I'm just going to make another one. Sorry, it's been a while. It's now May of this year. We're going to go through everything and tell you about it. So the first thing is, if you turn repetition penalty off, touring schedule, not the touring schedule, the actual in-game touring schedule, but using a quasi-touring schedule, using house show type events, is the best way to go for regional. That's what I discovered. So let me show you what I did for those touring events towards the end of last year. So as you can see, I just scheduled tour events, Christmas tour and Florida tour, and I just did the same card pretty much over and over again. Now, my reason for justifying this, now I know you're going to feel like this is a little cheaty, my reason for justifying this was that if, in real life, if there was more arenas, because in the Seaverse there's only one arena per, level, but if there were more arenas, you'd be giving people a chance to see the card. Across Florida, and I think it's reasonable because that's what happens in real life, is that companies will run tour shows that are exactly the same card over and over again to give people a chance to see the tour. So that's what I did, and it was a huge success. Let me show you the boost of my in the Southeast, which is where I ran it from. Here I made 6 points in November, and I made a further 4 points in December. So it was great. It's the perfect way to do it. I ran 3 events a week. I just made sure that anybody who's fatigued got a bit of a break, and that's basically how I ran it. So if you want advice on how to run those type of things, then that's totally how I would do it. Aside from that, well, there's our progress in Canada. We've made a little bit of it. Sometimes we go up to 6, sometimes we go back down. We've made 1 point of pop in these regions at times as well. I still don't know where that's coming from. Here's our money from November. So we made a loss that month because I can't remember, but we didn't run a show that month. Well, we ran one show, I think. It was a proper show, not a TV show, because we were switching over to same network, just a different contract. Back in the black for the following months. Titles. So let's look at the titles. So we had Brooke Tyler win the first ever Jeanette Vaughn Memorial Cup. That's now our April tournament to go with our men's tournament and our tag team tournament. We haven't had the tag team tournament yet, but the Ripcord Invitational is up to 100 prestige. Ernest Youngman won it this year by beating Nigel in the finals. So there you go. We've renamed the titles. I took world out of everything because we haven't defended in another country. In kayfabe, you can go ahead and assume somebody sued us for misrepresentation, and we had to take world out of everything. But our women's champion is still Alicia. The prestige has gone down because she defended it quite a bit on the tour shows. Yeah, we're building towards better challenges for the new year. Television title is still Ernest. His defenses have mainly come on tour shows. Actually, there's only been 1 defense since the last time you saw me. Well, 2. Miller and Groucho. We brought Miller back, by the way. Here's the tag team champions, 2-time champions now, Chaos. I accidentally gave the Aces of Mayhem the titles on a tour show. That was an accident, and I gave it back to Team Chaos on the next tour show. So, yeah, the Aces of Mayhem are now 5-time MAW tag team champions. Heavyweight champion is still Nigel. He's made 1 defense, and that was against Casey Valentine on the last Ultimate Warriors of the year. We've also changed the name of our TV show. I should mention this. It's now called Maw TV, and I think it airs at about the same time. No, we've moved it. We've moved it to Wednesday nights, early evening, I think, or maybe just evening, to compete with US Pro, because we are now Cult. I should probably point that out. We grew to Cult in January, and now begins the long haul over to National. We are still unable to get a pay-per-view deal. We're too small, and I'm planning out my next moves. Not sure what we're going to do yet. Probably a tour of the Tri-State region. Not sure yet on that one, because Tri-State has a ton of spillover. Aside from that, here are the people that I released. It's probably a good thing to do. It's worker firings in all years. So since the last one I remember being Al. So since Al, we got rid of Amber, Sam, Steph, Victor, Clark, Mark, Hollywood again, Laura, Remy, Bradley, Mitch, because our commentary team is ready now, Primus, Lobster Warrior, and that's it. We brought in Lobster Warrior just for the Florida tour, so I haven't actually fired anyone since the Florida tour ended. Hirings, we have signed some big names. So let's see here. Oh yeah, Joanne's actually new as well, isn't she? So since Murder, who was on screen, I think Sam was. No, yeah, I think Sam was too. We let Sam go though. We also signed Brent as a road agent and Lobby. So here, Lobby, Miller, Joanne, Lauren, Easter. These two are obviously huge additions to the roster. Ricky Torres, Corey Hill. I think some of these are dev guys. So Tracy Brandon and Michelle Brendan. Tracy Brendan and Michelle Brendan. They're a tag team in our women's division. Chucky Dorrance, California Lug Machine. Whatever. And most recently, we signed to a written deal, Mr. 51-year-old. Oh, we can't. 1 second. Mr. 51-year-old Christian Faith, probably the most popular, the biggest star of American pro wrestling. Whoa, he's not as over as I thought he was. He's obviously gone down since the game started. He's obviously past his prime, but he's got great entertainment skills, good in-ring skills that he can try and pass on, at least performance skills, not top row. And so we're going to get him on a written deal. He's going to work a couple more matches maybe, but most importantly, he's probably going to become our general manager soon. And also a good road agent, so there you go. That's probably what we're going to be doing with Mr. Faith when he comes in. We've also had 2 loans that are probably worth... 3 loans? Yeah, 3 loans that are probably worth mentioning. I can't remember what the second one was. I know what the other 2 were. Oh yes, I remember all 3 of them though. So, first one that's less important, we brought in Benny Benson, I think, who might even still be here. No, he's not. We brought in Benny Benson from TCW for 4 appearances, and I don't think he did anything spectacular. Let's check, because Groucho also left. I'm not sure if that was on the releases for some reason. So... Oh, maybe we didn't bring in Benny Benson. Huh. Oh, Elmo Benson, there you go. So... Yeah, so he worked with Casey Valentine, Tommy Cornell. Ooh, yeah, I'll mention him in a second. Nigel Svensson, and he partnered with Nigel Svensson to defeat Team Chaos and had a really bad match with Austin Smooth, and that was his kind of run with us. He was brought in as kind of like just a star to teach people. Then first guy we brought in was Tom Cornell, obviously a huge deal. He has obviously worked a lot of matches so far this year. So he defeated Miller Forth, Animal DeVille, Benny Benson, and then finally he defeated Fro Shore at the Night of the Champions, which was an event we did. So that's what he did. Obviously just want to bring him in to teach people and put on some good ratings. And then the guy we brought in most recently was Koshiro Ino, who is obviously really good. I like him. I've been playing some Burning Hammer recently, some 1997 Burning Hammer, and I've been really enjoying working with him as a young guy. So I brought him in again. Really over, one of TCW's best. No clue how he dropped that far in the Mid-Atlantic. Pretty sure he won every match he had here, but I'm not entirely sure about that. He's had 99s this year, but he did not have them here, trust me. So yeah, he defeated everyone. He beat Animal DeVille in one night in New York. I remember that. Koshiro Ino defeated Miller Forth. Apparently everyone's beating Miller Forth. Defeated Nigel to earn a match at Ino versus Fenson, which was our first named event. Yeah, that's what we've done. Our events since the start of the year have been Ultimate Warriors, then Ripco Invitational, moved straight on to MAW TV, then we had the Capital Tour, but I gave up on that one because I was like, nah, we just won't run any shows this month. Then we came back for the season premiere of MAW TV for the new time slot or whatever, and we had Tommy Cornell debut. Had all that building up to the Night of the Champions, where Cornell beat Fro Shore in a match that did kind of disappoint. We had one night in New York, which was our Tri-State event, which is why New York is slightly higher than New England. What's the other one we have? Puerto Rico. It's weird that we're more popular in Puerto Rico than anywhere else in the US. Then a bunch of MAW TVs going into Eno versus Fenson, and then the next event, which I haven't scheduled yet, is going to be Strong versus Tyler. So yeah, that's because Chris Tyler won the Jeanette Vaughn Memorial Cup. So that's what we're doing. No storylines right now. The Sam Keith succession is still there. What did I just say? Oh, I got rid of All Shucks Incorporated because they're kind of petering off. Sam Keith succession is still a thing. I'm just not pushing it super hard. I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do with it yet. Obviously, Christian's probably going to dismantle it at some point. But, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think we expanded the Maw Zone. No, we didn't. What was in my head about... I think I made an arena in another save. For some reason I had it in my head that we expanded the Maw Zone. Our commentators now are... Oh, Ernie and Rocky, yeah. I took Anna out of the booth. Why did I take Anna out of the booth? Isn't she better than Ernie? I remember... Anna's now our, like, GM. Yeah, because these two are good enough on their own. And I don't like three-man booths or three-people booths. I was very tempted to move Ernie out of the booth but because I like diversity. And I kind of liked Anna as the female commentator. But I'm not... 100% sold on her, so we signed her to a new deal, or at least we're about to. That means we can push her as an authority figure. Yeah, cool. So, another thing, since we rose to cult, we have written deals. So, if you'd like to know the people who are on written deals, there they are. We're now running house shows because we have enough people on written deals. Well, at least I think we will once Christian and... well, Christian's not doing house shows, but Dusty is... Wilson Carlisle, we figured out, was actually one of the best referees in the world, so we signed him. He's gone down, though, recently. Yeah, he's down to 92 refereeing now, which is still great, but he was on 96 at one point. 95 there, obviously, but he was at 96 at one point. So no clue how he's been reduced so much, but oh well. So yeah, these are the people we have on written deals. If you're wondering why Joanne Rodriguez... No, Brooke Tyler. If you're wondering why Brooke Tyler isn't on a written deal, it's because she works for Queens of American Wrestling, and we don't really want to break that truce. Although I think they might have broken the alliance with us recently, I can't remember. Wait a minute, Brooke. Do we have any, like... Can we offer you a written deal now? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Okay. Brooke Tyler is getting signed to a written deal because she's really good and, like, the future of the division. We're also going to sign Alicia Strong if we can. We're also, I think we're good at negotiating. I found that we've actually had a lot of nice work getting contracts down to reasonable amounts. I'll show you brochures though. He's really expensive, obviously, because he's our guy. He's also started... We've sent him off to TCW for a while. So he started to gain overness across the US. There you go. Those are everyone who's on a written deal. Alicia's on there, so yeah, our stars are taken care of. Highest paid is going to be Christian when he comes in, aside from, obviously, for sure, baby. 21,500. God damn it, go away, Skype. Do I want to silence Skype? I might do. Yes, go on. You now see Tucker and Mai's multiplayer save. Puddy, you watch a lot of matches, right? We'll get to that. What was I saying? We can't sign Fuyuko since she's loyal, but oh yeah, I wanted to talk about who's the most paid. So Fro's obviously 21.5 grand. Christian Faith, and then Alicia Strong as the head of the women's division, who's really over, by the way. I know she was over originally, but look how over she's gotten. She is now 92 overness in the Mid-Atlantic. That is huge right there. Huge. And what about her skills? She's probably improved, right? Oh, she looks like she might have hit a cap. Yeah, she certainly has. But she's good enough as she is to be decent. And her overness really helps. I don't know what it is about Alicia. Her stats are, like, decent to good, but they're not world-class. But she always impresses me somehow. But you have to be careful with her. Like everyone with fragile stats, if you, like, trying to tell good stories where she loses or something, then she might never come back from it. Fro has dropped a little bit. He did get back up, and he obviously impressed on the Florida tours. And yeah, he's been doing, okay. But what's really impressed me is how he's now over across the board in the US, which means whenever we do our tours, he's obviously going to be the focus of things. Nigel has done less good things about capitalizing on that overness, mainly because his skills aren't very good for it. Like, I did want to push Nigel as a world champion because look at those stats. His psych is great, it's all, now his selling's up from B-. He's just a really good worker. And I've been happy. He put on that 98 with Greg, so that's fine. But his overness has certainly not skyrocketed, although he has, like Fro, balanced out across the US. For a cult company, this is actually really good. I think anyone would have this. At least, US Pro are a pretty good to cult company, but aside from them, I think anyone would be happy with those kind of results on a main eventer. Maybe not on a world champion, but then, whatever. So, and I don't know what we're gonna do with Christian. Maybe we put the title on Christian and then have Fro beat him. I mean, he's not over enough to the point where he'll refuse that. There's a possibility of that. But then I don't want to get the title back on Fro, because he is a bit of an asshole. So, I don't know, maybe. That's one thing. We have never done the crazy bump stipulation on this save. So let's see if Fro will do a crazy bump, because he is liberal. Maybe because I don't think about crazy bumps unless I'm... Yeah, he'll do it. Maybe because I don't think of crazy bumps unless I'm running a hardcore fed, but I'm pretty sure every promotion loves crazy bumps. Which makes sense. Like, think about it back at Payback last year when Seth Rollins did that, like, ridiculous bump. And, like, even though it's a reasonably, you know, common sense fed, everyone freaked out for it. So, anything else I need to cover before I go on? I'm going to book the show. We've moved the show to 90 minutes now. I don't know why, but that extra half an hour just gives me so much more freedom. I love it. It's also short enough that it's manageable, too. So that's why I've left it at that. Oh, I should show you Creative Meeting. So we've got rid of a lot of the main eventers, so only the 4 main eventers are on there. And let's be honest, these are the stars of Mid-Atlantic Wrestling over the last 5 years. It's been 5 years, guys. Over the last 5 years, come on, I think everyone would agree. Fro, Ernest, Casey, Nigel, and then obviously, you know, Cammy, Mean Gene, who's now a upper mid-carder, Frankie, maybe Mikey, maybe obviously Greg, maybe Matthew. Those are like the big guys. But the guys who are still in the company, these are the 4 that we've got at. And I'm glad they're all under 32. Because as much as I've brought in some older talent over the last couple of years, this is supposed to be about the younger guys, and they're all pretty young. Next big things, a lot of women. Miller's on there, though. Miller has surprisingly turned into a really good worker, which is why I brought him back, but he is stalled on his basics. That site is only going to keep getting better, though, I think. So he could be another one of those Ernest characters. But wait, not Ernest, Nigel's. Fro, by the way, has turned into one of the best psych workers in the world. I have no clue how he rolled a psych cap that high. It might even get to 100. But he now has more psychology than Optimus did. And if you guys don't know who Optimus is, he's like this legendary Super Junior in Japan. Like, for sure is not meant to be this good. He really isn't. And with 70 brawling, I'm really surprised the SWF never came calling. But we've now got him on our written deal, so even that stamina's good enough. He works 30-minute matches just fine. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Ernest, I think he might have stalled a little bit, but no, he hasn't. Those stats are great. Ernest's great, and that top row, those technical stats. Ernest versus Nigel, when we eventually do it in the main event, will probably end up going really well. He's just great. Ernest is great. I love Ernest. He has stalled, I think, but these stats are fine. He can stall all he wants. His entertainment stats are fine. It looks like he may have stalled. I don't use him for entertainment much anymore. And his pop has done reasonably well. He's more over than Nigel is. So yeah, looking forward to Ernest once he drops that television belt. No clue who he's going to drop it to. Not a single clue. I have no idea. Maybe Miller. If you're wondering who we're pushing, it's Miller and Austin. Miller Forth is going to be our face, and Austin Smooth we're pushing as a heel right now. But he's got a dancer gimmick, and if KC is anything to go by, people with comedy gimmicks just don't get over in Maw, so I don't know what we're gonna do. But he's already a mid-carder, so here you go. Hot right now, Fro, Alicia, Joanne. Joanne's been doing good stuff since she came in. She's obviously amazing. For those who don't know who Joanne Rodriguez is, she's one of the best workers in the world. She's the protege of Raven Nightfall. Maybe not protege, but they're good friends. And they have unique looks. The eyes. You guys can see the eyes, which is why they're really well rated in looks department. And yeah, she's really freaking good, and I think she's pretty freaking over too. Yeah, see, she's already gotten pretty over in the Mid-Atlantic too. And then obviously there's our girl Brooke, who's not on this list. We'll talk about her in a second. Fro, Gravedigger, Ernest. Gravedigger, obviously since that match, the casket match with Casey, he's kind of stalled. That's fine. He's where he needs to be. He'll be a measuring stick for young guys in the future, which is fine. Who's not right now? Miller, Animal stalled. The good old boys, Maribel is kind of stalling, which is fine. Don't really want to sign any of these guys. I'm pretty sure Kirk doesn't want to sign with us. Maybe High Flying Hawaiian. How have you done recently? I don't want to negotiate with you. I want to go to skills. You have not developed into the man I hoped you would. How old are you now, though? You're only 26, to be fair. This is the guy that signed to Dev, so maybe I'll do that. Our showstoppers. Joanne, Fro, Alicia, Fuyuku, and there's Brooke, so we can talk about her. She's a B- now in the Mid-Atlantic, obviously down from her past heights. Kind of rounded out a little bit more across the US. She's still really good. That might have improved a lot as well, and that's obviously really good. The women's division has become a highlight. Oh, in fact, over the last month, I've started to focus on the women's division. Last week was a tag team, because I get more consistent grades out of the girls, because they're really good. They're all really good, and I'm starting to like bring in more girls, and I think it could start to be a highlight of the promotion. I'm considering changing the product to get. I wonder if I do integrated, will it block fans? Yeah, it will. So I can't. That division is the best I can do. So hashtag give Divas a chance, maybe. But I don't know how to give them any more of a chance, I gotta be honest. So obviously, before we jump into the show, which I'm going to show you guys in this episode, what's our goals for the future? Obviously get to national, obviously do some tours abroad. So I want to kind of do something a little bit interesting with this save, and perhaps do some English tours, because England is kind of one of the hardest, or the UK, I guess, or they got Ireland in there, so the British Isles, no? Yeah, the British Isles. I think the British Isles includes all of Ireland. I know look, guys. Here's what I know. The country is the UK. That doesn't include the Republic of Ireland. The landmass, not Ireland at all, just the landmass that is Britain, that is England, Scotland, and Wales. That's Britain. Okay? So, yeah. I don't know what the British Isles entails. I think it's just everything. Wait, maybe it'll tell us if we go. Yeah, British Isles. Yeah, I think it's the. So I'm thinking we tour the British Isles, because it's one of the harder nations to get big in. Honestly, if you want a recommendation of what's the easiest thing to get big in, it's probably Mexico, because they have 3 regions and they spill over to them all, so it's easier to get TV deals in Mexico. But I think Australia is just as easy, so that might be an interesting one we do as well. So basically, my method of touring these countries is, once we have a big enough, like, what's the word? Backstock? No, stockpile. A big enough. Sorry for all that noise. That was a bunch of cans falling on the floor. Once we have a big enough stockpile of money, we just go over to Australia and run a shit ton of shows, because that's not going to cost us, because we're going to lose money on them all, but as long as we're gaining a point every time, it'll be fine. And we want to bum rush them with like 30 shows in 2 months, or maybe even 40, so that we get up to 40 pop, and that spills us over or something, and we can get a TV deal there. And then once we got a TV deal there, we don't really have to visit there anymore. It's kind of like the Southeast. I haven't been to the Southeast this year, because we don't need to. The TV deal is going to keep us rising in pop. Whereas I have been to the Tri-State, because I want to rise a bit faster in that pop. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So, yeah, those are our future plans. Who am I pushing? Like I said, Austin and Miller are my current pushes. Those are the kind of guys I think we've pushed in the past that'll do well again. Miller is a guy who's got good performance stats. Possibly might not be getting any better, which is worrying, because we want him to, but might do. I think these are worrying as well. Something that I've learned in the past is you want someone who will do really well on the mic to kind of be your champ, because then they can carry your segments as well. Kind of why Fro was so huge. But his star quality is good enough that he'll do well in matches, whereas Nigel's going to always be held back by his star quality. Austin's kind of the same. Is he on? No, he's not. He might be on one of these lists, though. No, our women are too good. They just fill the list. Marv, by the way. Wow. You on Ring Generals? Oh my god, Marv Stadler. Oh, bless my soul. Marv Stadler, you did not. You got too good. You got too good for my liking. You got to an A freaking psych. You are definitely a Ring General, aren't you, at 32? Oh, we need to break up the Ring Generals at some point. Ah, but they're so good. But I haven't done anything since, like, when? When was the last time they did something? 2017 was the last time they held the title, so it's been about a year since they held the tag team titles. So, there's a possibility that we change this, or we don't. I'm not sure. By the way, tag team titles are up to 70 prestige. I'm not sure if the television title was last time either. Oh, I don't know. We don't have enough tag teams, actually, to run the Sam Keith Classic this year. especially if we do it to male only. So I need to bring in some guys from the Confederation of the Territories, or do something, or maybe enter a bunch of wildcard tag teams. That's probably what I'm going to do. I do want to bulk up the roster a little bit. I was trimming it out all year, and then I realized, you know, I want a lot of guys on the roster, mainly jobbers though. I want dev guys, so maybe I'll call up everyone from dev soon. Not sure yet. We also, right, I should probably mention this. This is kind of an exploit, but I think it's an exploit to fix an oversight on the developer's part. And I love Adam Ryland, so don't take that as a shot. It's a great game, but so you can't be on a network, two networks that show your TV show in the same area. They're like, oh no, we can't compete, which is fair, but I think it's kind of wrong, because there's a lot of times where like big networks will have a national TV deal, and then you'll have little like sub networks kind of also broadcasting the show. So that's what I've kind of done here. Here's the thing. You can get around that glitch I just mentioned by negotiating with a company. So let's say you've got you've got a month left on your TV deal. If you negotiate with another network, it'll say, "Oh, okay, we'll move you off of your old network and onto this new network," and then you get around the competing thing. But then if you agree that new deal, and then you go back and negotiate with your old network after you've agreed the new deal, then you get shown on both networks. So that's what I've done here. I've got National Pride TV covers me everywhere, and then I've got East Coast Today, which gives me medium coverage in the Mid-Atlantic, New England, the Southeast, and the Tri-State. So they're, I think, going to grow my pop bigger in those regions. If not, it's just making me more TV money, as is probably evident here. Let's see, I've done one show this month, so times 7. Okay, the old calculator! This calculator has made so many appearances in this save. Oh, apparently I'm not making more TV money. I don't know how that works. At all. But sure. Whatever. Wait, am I... Yeah, I should be making some TV money off of this. Oh, it starts at the end of the month. There you go. Okay. So yeah, we'll see how that works. So let's finish off booking this show. I've booked most of it. So what I did is Alicia and Joanne versus Higa and Easter in the main event. That got a B+ last time I booked it, so I booked it again. Team Chaos versus DeVille and Gravedigger, and then all of my main eventers get squashes. Alicia Strong starts off the show with a self-promotion. I want to see if Alicia can get to Fro's old level, and even Cammy to an extent, where they're like carrying the show based on their opening promos. So I'm actually hoping, although not hugely, for a 100 from Alicia to start the show. You know, not hugely. Like, I don't mind if she doesn't do it. It's a difficult task to get a 100 promo. Not everyone can do it, but I'm thinking Alicia can. I hope she can. So Brooke is going to cut a promo on Alicia. Afterwards, it's just going to be 2 minutes of like, hey, Alicia, I hate ya, bitch. And then we're going to have Animal DeVille with his Menace promo. We're actually going to make that 4 minutes so we can kind of get it over. So people... so I talked to... Since the series started, I started talking to a couple of guys onto Skype. So God, he's not doing great. I think I put Austin over him though, and they watch Maw, and I found out that actually Animal DeVille was actually a like favorite character of them, and they thought he was getting a big push, and they were very upset when it stopped. And I was like, oh, well, Animal DeVille was never really meant to be a big character. He was kind of just the concept that Phantom Stranger, somebody who wrote kind of a playthrough of TEW. Calls a momentum flywheel, which is just somebody that can constantly get over and then lose, and then get over again and then lose, and that's kind of his whole point, is to do that for his entire career, which is kind of sad when I say it like that, but it's one of the ways that I get USPW, and people like look at me like, oh, how do you book USPW? It's like you use your like strengths. Like, it's not always Menace, guys, but Menace is one of those things where somebody can get to 100 overness based on Menace alone, as long as they've got like B+ Menace or more, and you should use that. That's how you get pop over performance companies over, is using shit like that. Alright, Joanne promo. Oh, we need to cut a minute off of that, which we will, and then we'll work the crowd with this match. Where are you? Work the crowd. There you are. because this is going to be pretty good. And then we'll have this match do really badly by making it a 1 minute match and having Ernest dominate, not California Love Machine. Ernest dominate, and we'll have Ernest being kept strong too. There we go. I'm gonna experiment. I've never really done that. Usually I just put like two bad guys together. Not bad guys as in, you know, the bad guy. But I mean like bad at working. Like Ava Marie bad guys. But on this occasion I'll try this. So who's the most over girls in our main event? It's Alicia. And isn't Joanne? Isn't she teaming with Joanne today? She is. That's an all-star tag team right there. There we go. That's our show. It's in the mall zone. Will it sell out? It will. 95. Alicia's close. Alicia's close. That worries me though. At 92, not being able to get a 100 means that she's probably not quite the superstar I need her to be. But that's really good. So well done, Alicia. And Brooke, that's 2-minute promo. So whatever. This was really good. Well done, Pro. Chucky Lawrence and for sure. That's a main event of the future, I guess, because they've got good chemistry. Yep. This is fine. At least he's getting more than his overness. This is more from what I expected from this undercard. For sure. Yep. That's about what I expected from him too. That's good stuff from Nigel, even though it is Austin Smooth. That did not do nearly as badly as I was hoping it would. That's okay. This did fine. Kind of wishing I had moved the card order, but I always do. And then this over-the-top entrance into a good match, as I was expecting, yeah. Best match on the card, I think, so well placed. Yeah, best match on the card. Cool. 83B+, and it increased my pop in all of the regions. See, putting the focus on the women has really upped my grades, because they're just consistently good. The men are like, oh, we could get 99s, but we could also get Cs. Whereas the women are like, nah, we're going to get 80s, because we can only do 10-minute matches, or, you know. It's not like the guys where on pay-per-view, oh no! It's not like the guys where on pay-per-view I'll be working 45-minute matches with them, and then on TV I'll be working like 10. Oh no, I'm gonna ask her to reconsider, but I doubt she'll, like, listen to me. She's been working for me for like half a year, and I'm Mean Gene frickin' Catley. Ah, yes, Joanne. Of course, why would you not? You're not even in TD yet. Come on, Joanne. Keep your chin up. You've got work here. You've not been a MAW champion yet. You've not been the MAW Women's Champion yet. So how can you retire without the most prestigious female belt in the world outside of 5-star under your belt? Like, come on. Just tell me how you can do that. Also, I should check my company relationships, because I got so many, by the way. I was thinking about trimming these down, and I think I might, actually. Yeah, I'm going to. I want to keep the 5-star one, but Canadian Golden Combat, no. And Canadian Charisma Championship Combat, which is actually the one I got rid of just there. Coastal Zone? Yeah, no. I know they used to be in the Confederation and stuff, and I'm very, happy for that relationship we used to have, but no. North of the Border, obviously, I'll keep because they're really important. Ali, I think I'll keep because Greg's there. Rocky Mountain is hostile. TCW, I'll obviously keep. I got rid of US Pro already. World Level, I'll keep because they're really good over there. Let's see what everyone says to... Because some, like, US Pro I got rid of and they didn't turn hostile, so I was like, oh, okay, we won't declare war on you quite yet. There's not really any reason to declare war on US Pro, we're just going to steal all their guys. But yeah, with once we get to National, obviously we'll be declaring war probably on both of the other feds. If we get to National, I should say. Why is Word opened? I do not need TEW help. No. Cool. Nobody gives a shit, really. Oh, yeah, I should mention the DevFed we have. So I opened a DevFed called the Mid-Atlantic Bootcamp to, like, fit in with our dojo. So basically it's the same thing. They're both in the Mid-Atlantic, probably both out of the mall zone. And, yeah, most of the people that graduate from there go to the Mid-Atlantic Bootcamp now. Most people who are down there do not want to be down there. Apparently there's like, oh, we're already fully developed, you bastard. But I'm like, nah, you gotta keep developing your performance skills, which is pretty much what they're doing. Because DevFeds are OP. So yeah. That's what we're doing. And yeah, I think that'll probably close this episode off. Hopefully I've covered everything. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. That's what I'm probably going to do. Now keep in mind that I'm probably going to be years ahead by now. Because right now when I'm talking, we were a year ago. And I've made so much progress over the last couple of weeks anyway. So, I might be years ahead, but so I won't be able to answer your questions in video form. But if you have any of them, leave them in the comments and I'll respond to your, you question. Just say, look, where is this guy right now? And I'll say, I think he's here, I think he's there. And if you want a detailed answer, I can delve into the game and check for you. But obviously, it might not be. It might be out, like when I'm checking, he could have moved around a lot, if you know what I mean. And then I want to check is like, is Tom still at SWF? Or is he under? Yeah, he's under Angry Gilmore. Yeah, he is. Okay. Obviously, I'm just looking for the bigger guys, because now we can actually sign some of them. Obviously not all of them, because Sam is still kind of the head honcho on that one. But we've signed a couple of guys, which is fine. Which is good. You know, when Christian comes in, he'll be really useful. We might rename him or something. What's his real name? It probably is Christian Faith, though. It is. Wait, has he got his son out yet? He has. His son out. Has his son debuted yet? Matty Faith is not a good wrestler, by the way. Matty Faith is a bad wrestler. As you can see, he's just nowhere near as good as his dad. Yeah, no. No. Huh, yeah. So, aside from that, I think I'm going to peace out from here. There's one guy that I will sign when his contract comes up, and that's Kami Vessi, because with all the foreign guys, they've now got really over in Japan, which means when I try to sign them, it's like the company I'm trying to sign them from is like, oh, we'll offer them 20 grand because they're really over in Japan. But Sam Keith will only let me offer them like 5 grand because there's still no names in the US. But with guys that stayed in the US, we can definitely keep them. Casey Glenn, not willing to sign for us at all. Too small. One day, though, we'll get him back. Possibly. I don't know. Like, with some guys, it's like, oh, you made your name with us. How dare you not re-sign? But with Casey, it's like, yeah, we fucked you up. I'm so sorry. You're well within your rights to never come back. Like, none of his top 10 matches are from Maw. Because we just fucked him up so badly. Like, out of everyone we've signed over the years, Casey Glenn was the least successful, and Fro Shore was the most successful. Fate sometimes. Fate sometimes. If you're wondering about Jay Cord, by the way, he signed for US Pro, which is kind of weird, but sure. He won a national title over there already. Makes kind of sense. Makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, it's been a long video because I had to do a lot and talk to you about a bunch, but yeah, this has been pretty fun to talk to you guys again. Hopefully, I'll come back soon. When we get our pay-per-view deal, I'm probably going to start recording every TV show again. Maybe. Not too sure yet. Not too sure yet. Hopefully you guys understand, because if I didn't do it this way, you know, this episode would have been like 20, you know, and 19. There you go. It would have been 19 episodes instead of just one. And the point of the series was to see the company grow. And while I know you guys like watching every single show, it's much easier to grow the company when I don't have to check back with you guys every single show, because it means that somebody like me, who's good at just putting my head down and getting progress done, I can get a year done in a week, or possibly even shorter than that. So I just think this is the best format for it, and hopefully we can get more to global one day, because I've used this format. But that's still 3 sizes off. For those who don't know, by the way, it goes Cult, National, International, then Global. And then if you've missed the rest of the series, before this is regional, then it's small, then it's local. I think that's right, but I'm not too sure on that one. Wait, we'll see. Yeah, local, small, regional, cult, national, international, global. Yeah. Yeah! So, with that said, if you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up. Check out the rest of the series, subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah. Yeah. This has been Putty, signing off. I will see you guys whenever something huge happens. Let me know in the comments. Again, I'm probably going to be years ahead, so I probably won't be able to read them. But when would you like updates? When something big happens, when a big move happens, when I sign someone, when I do a big show? I'll definitely be back for WrestlePalooza too. Anyway, should stop rambling. I will see you guys on the next episode of Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, where we will probably be national. Wouldn't that be a surprise? I'll see you guys then.